Hello everybody, my name is Davis and welcome back to the video, and today we're here for another weather breakdown. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Starting off with the SPC outlook for today, where we have no marginal risks of severe weather. Moving on to tomorrow, we have a marginal risk of severe weather across portions of the Central Plains and the Western Midwest. And then we also have another marginal risk of severe weather here around the Great Bend of Florida. So let's go ahead and break down the threats that these bring. Now, starting off with the tornado threat for tomorrow, we have a 2% risk of a tornado here down here in Florida. This extends all the way from Fort Myers, almost back up to Tallahassee, and then almost goes out to Orlando. So definitely look out. I think a tornado will probably be possible tomorrow. I imagine we'll see 1 or 2 tornado warnings. So look out in that region. Damaging wind threat for tomorrow, we have 5% risk of wind gusts of 60 miles an hour or higher. This one's going to include Omaha and Lincoln and Nebraska, and this one's going to go from Fort Myers, once again, almost back up to Tallahassee in Florida. Hail threat for tomorrow, we do have a 5% risk to see hail of 1 inch or larger as well here in portions of the Central Plains and the Western Midwest, so look out for that. That extends from Norfolk almost back down to Kansas City, all the way out to McCook over here, almost back out to Des Moines. So yeah, look out for that. Moving on to Thursday, here we already have a slight risk of severe weather and another marginal risk of severe weather in portions of Central Florida, but unfortunately we can't break that down right now. So let's go ahead and move on to the National Hurricane Center here, where we have a disturbance that has a 70% chance to form in the next 48 hours and an 80% chance to form in the next 7 days, but luckily it's looking like that's going to point off to the north and not make landfall in the United States of America. We also have a disturbance here that has a 20% chance to form in the next 48 hours and a 20% chance to form in the next 7 days that we're really watching right now, because it's in the Gulf of Mexico, and the last storm that was in the Gulf of Mexico turned out to be Hurricane Idalia, the worst hurricane so far this year, so we really need to be watching that. Eastern Pacific, we have Hurricane Lydia, but we're going to break that down more in a minute, and then we have remnants of Max here. This is just your standard weak thunderstorm in central Mexico now. It did cause a little bit of havoc here in southwest Mexico for a little bit, but now it is kind of just chilling here. Central Pacific, nothing new. So let's go ahead and move on to the path for Lydia. Now, right now, Lydia is a Category 1 hurricane. It finally reached hurricane status. It has 85 mile per hour winds right now, so it's a high-end Category 1 hurricane. Will turn into a hurricane, Category 2 hurricane pretty soon here, with now 105 mile per hour expected winds and expected gusts up to 125 miles per hour. But here's where it really gets interesting. So it's a Category 2 hurricane, but it drumps straight down to a low-end tropical storm here of 50 miles per hour, basically as soon as it makes landfall now. So it almost feels like, if anything, we could get a low-end Category 1 landfall, but now it's expected to be way stronger back here and not as strong once it actually makes landfall. So it turns out if you're in Tepic, if you're in Puerto Vallarta, sorry if I'm terrible at pronouncing that, you're honestly probably gonna want to still definitely look out for this, obviously, and it is going to be a dangerous storm, but it's honestly not looking as bad as before. Again, maybe get a Category 1, maybe low end Category 2 impact right here on the coast, but really, the main area we were watching for before was Tepic, and now it's only expected to get 50 mile an hour winds, so I don't know, it's a whole confusing situation here. Lydia's had an interesting lifetime. It came all the way down from here, went north, went west, took a sharp turn north, and took a sharp turn east. So it's just been a wild ride over the past week. Watches, warnings, advisories. We're really starting to see that cool fall air pour in here as we have frost advisories over a huge portion of the Midwest here, okay? These extend all the way out into eastern Ohio, portions of West Virginia, and, portions of western Virginia, not West Virginia, and then continue to head westward throughout, like, the entirety of the Midwest here. Now, well, I guess I could have worded that better. They're not over the entirety of the Midwest, but they span from the border of the Midwest here all the way back to the one over by the Great Plains. You know, it's a huge area of frost advisories. Iowa, unless you're in this one county here in southeastern Iowa, you're under a frost advisory. The entire state. We also have freeze warnings in effect here, okay? Freeze warnings are going to be in effect here for portions of northwest Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, and eastern North Dakota. So be very careful driving on icy roads today, as well as really for the rest of the year here, because I'm not seeing any signs of a huge warm up coming back until 2024. Now, we actually have some winter storm watches in effect here in portions of Wyoming and South Dakota, okay? We could see over a foot of snow here. We could see up to upwards of, again, this is upwards of 15 inches of snow here in portions of Wyoming, okay? This is going to be the first true huge winter storm this year, okay? We have some more freeze warnings and frost advisories also in effect here, even going into like the desert southwest near Las Vegas. And then we have winter weather advisories in effect here for Utah and portions of Montana for that winter storm that's coming through. And then we do have a few air quality alerts up here in northeastern Maine, so look out for that. But other than that, I mean, it's calm, but it's cold, you know? So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Again, Thursday is when we're really watching for the potential of a true severe weather event. I might go live for this. It depends on if the threat gets upgraded or not. But, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.